All right, build update. I think it's 5. So basically, we've been plowing through tier 15 maps. You know, max modifiers on the maps. We're now at +2 to boss difficulty, I think. Yeah, that's so laggy. +2 to map boss difficulty. I will say, okay, do you remember when you were playing through the campaign and everything took really long to kill and the bosses just felt like they were never going to die? That is how +2 map difficulty is starting to get. Okay, so once you get +2, +3, +4, it's, I think that's all it goes up to. 3, 4, or does it go up to +5? Whatever. Once you get to +2 and higher, it's basically going to be like the campaign, early campaign was, where you actually have to do boss mechanics. You're not going to be able to pin lock them. The whole point of this build was to pin lock the bosses, but some of these pinnacle bosses just, there's no way you can do it. Like, you can get, some of them have such high tolerance to pin, and there's just only so much you can do. You got to dodge mechanics, and because they take so long to kill, we can't just blast them down, pin lock them, and hit them. You know, that 8-second window, we can't kill them anymore because they have so much HP. So that's where I'm at with the build, but I'm clearing 15s. I mean, I got these crazy juiced up maps. Like, we've just been blasting through and we've been having a real good time. I got my last 2 ascendancy points. I switched a few supports around, and I've got some new gear. I'm going to go over all of that, but basically, yeah, I'll pop a map real quick so you can see. My base DPS can get over 60,000. And yeah, it's been a good time. So we'll do mine shaft real quick, all right?
Need more time.
Yeah, some get pinned a lot easier than others. All right, let's zap her before she can fucking do anything. Get her, pin build up. Ooh. Oh my god, that's so much faster. There we go. He dead. God. Yeah, having this faster, the pin build up is insane. Okay. We'll start out with Delirium. Jesus, what was that? What was that lag? That's crazy. So basically, as you can see, we're just completely blasting. And I'll show you what basically the new ascendancy, how fast it is in the hideout.
All in a day's work.
As you can see, my totems now don't attack unless I attack, which has its positives and its negatives, right? So basically, we used to put our totems out, and then I would let them pin the enemy. I would kind of backpedal, and then I would come in for the kill. Can't really do that now. You got to put them down and start blasting immediately. And they only shoot what you're shooting at. Whatever you're targeting is where they go. Mana consumption, as you can see down there, is starting to get a little shitty. So nice. That's a one shot. You know, it happens. I have max res. We don't have enough intelligence in this build to really push energy shield. If you want to try to do that, more power to you. But my evade could be higher. You know, we're still working on the build. Okay, but there's some mechanics in the game that no matter what you do, they're one shots. All right, so it's gonna happen. But as you can see, clearing wise, it's very good. So yeah, we used to backpedal and have our, you know, ballistas pinning, and then we'd move in for the kill. Now they only shoot when we shoot. So if you're dodging boss mechanics and your totems are down, they're not going to attack the boss anymore and slowly build up pin and damage while you roll around and dodge mechanics. They only attack when you attack. And whatever direction you attack, they attack. So it's good and it's bad, you know, but they have so much attack speed now that they're just absolutely obliterating packs of monsters, and they have more pin build up now because they're attacking so much faster. And same thing goes with the bosses. They gain more pin build up on the bosses because, you know, they attack so fast. Idea of this build is use grenades for like stronger rares and you know, big packs of monsters, you're just going to spray Galvanic, and when you shock an enemy, if it's a rare, switch to shock burst rounds and just blast them down. And as you can see, your totems pretty much shoot whatever you shoot, and they just go crazy. So once he gets shocked, I'll do that, and he's dead. They love dropping those meteors on me, huh? But yeah, as you can see, that's the gist of the build. It's doing just fine. Okay, so our last two ascendancy points that we got extra 20% totem damage and extra 30% skill speed for our totems, but they only fire when we fire. So like I said, you can't just roll around and let them, you know, gain pin on a boss anymore. You have to actually be firing. And as we're getting to the +2 and higher on the map bosses, we actually have to do mechanics again because of how they've scaled, you know, the bosses and enemies in Dawn of the Hunt. So it is what it is. As far as skills, the only change that we've done is we moved martial tempo to shock burst rounds, and I put primal armament on Galvanic. Everything else is the same. I'll still go over it. And then the other biggest change is I got Omen of Whittling, and it basically, when you use a Chaos Orb, it changes your lowest modifier, which ours was like a 2% hit chance. It gave us 24 strength instead of something actually useful. So there's that. And I changed my gloves. I didn't know you could get attack speed on gloves. I was just going to try to get the Hoa gloves. So we have 2 to 59 lightning damage plus 16% increased attack speed. Stack attack speed wherever you can. If you can get it on your bow with, you know, big fizz, elemental, lightning, +6 in projectiles, +7 in projectiles, you're gonna be good. The only other place we can get attack speed is the bow. You can get another like 16%. But make sure you buy some gloves. They're fairly cheap to get 16% increased attack speed. It's gonna make a huge difference in your damage. Massive difference. Outside of that, that's pretty much the only thing that's changed. So if you look, we have a totem. When we fire, look at how fast it fires. So we have 3 down, right? Look at this. Look at this. Look at this spray. That's just tons of extra damage. They're just going to town, blasting. These totems now with this speed is absolutely insane. It's just so good. You put them all on top of each other, blasting. You know, you kind of put them in a triangle. You can cover more ground. You know, look at this. Hell yeah. So, you know, there's that. But yeah, basically, without, I have to go back in the map and do it. Hold on, let me show you what the DPS really is. Okay, that should be as high as we're getting. All right, so we're at 61,197. We might be able to get a little higher, but as you can see, that's some good base DPS. Our Galvanic's doing 12,000 and 68,000 on the beam. Shock burst rounds. This used to scale higher, but you know, they nerfed all of our skills. I used to have this around like a million, like 800,000 to a million DPS per second. Now we're only getting 187,000. You know, they nerfed everything, so it is what it is. But if you look at our ripwire bolts, 11,462 damage per second per totem. So you're looking at 30, and that's, I'm assuming per projectile, and each one throws 5 projectiles. So you got 15 projectiles doing 11,000 damage per second. It's crazy. It does a lot of damage. It does a lot of damage. And they do that big pin build up. So, it's just good. They're good to have, man, right? Okay, so let's actually get into the skills. So we got Galvanic with Primal Armament, Conduction, Close Combat, and Innervate. Innervate is huge. You need this for big damage. When you kill an enemy that's shocked with a Galvanic, you'll get a 5%, or not a 5, a 35% chance. You'll get 35% increased damage for 5 seconds. Shock Burst, we're running Martial Tempo, Lockdown for pin buildup, Elemental Focus, and Concentrated Effect. Plasma Blast, Lasting Shock, Hourglass, Overcharge, and Rage Forged. Ripwire still the same. Ancestral Urgency, Font of Rage, Font of Blood, Font of Mana. These things basically will buff you and heal you and regenerate your mana faster. Explosive Grenade, Scatter Shot, Expedite, Payload. All of this is on the build guide if you'd rather click through that. Probably easier to see and set up that way than pausing a video. Premeditation, Ingenuity, and Murderous Intent on Emergency Reload. And for our Herald of Thunder, Deadly Herald, Leverage, Bone Shrapnel, Wind Dancer, we got Clarity, Precision, Herbalism, Berserk, you got Strong-Hearted, Cannibalism, and Vitality. The reason I have Strong-Hearted is because with Plasma Blast, shocks caused by supported skills are reflected back to you. So this makes them 2 seconds instead of 4 seconds. So yeah, if you've been following the build, the only thing that's changed is Martial, Tempo, and Shock Burst, and Primal Armament. Still haven't seen a perfect jeweler, still haven't seen another greater jewelers. We could get more damage if we could get some, you know, some drops going. Plus, we still need a few more 19 skill gems. I haven't seen any more spirit gems, and then we need 20s, and we've been blasting some high tier 15 maps, so maybe we'll corrupt some and get some 16s and see what that's about. So yeah, that's that. Skill tree, like I said, we're still running with the pin. We're running the 50% less spirit, and then now we have totem damage, and totems have more skill speed. So that is all for that. Changed a few things around. I took this out and then I put it back. Okay, so my current amulet has an anointment on it. I put this on there because guilt, paranoia are very easy to get. 16% increased damage. I have this until I get a better amulet and figure out what I want, because I'm not sure yet. Plus, I'm still grinding deliriums to get you know, what I need to make the better stuff. Not much has changed here. Nothing has changed down here. I pulled back these 3 lightning damage nodes, and I went and spec'd down here into 16% skill speed. So from our last build, we have an extra 32% skill speed, which is massive damage. And I plugged into right here elemental damage. This is 32% elemental damage, where I was getting 30 for 3 nodes. I'm getting 22 for 2 nodes. Plus I have more skill speed, so we're doing better there. And now I'm working on shock duration and more magnitude of shock. Plus this is giving me more mana regen. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This will take me to level 95. And then that's if we even make it to 95. That's pretty much all I got. That's pretty much all it's going to be. And then I guess I could run to level 98 and grab another jewel socket, you know, but that's what I got. And as far as our evasion could be higher when we roll, we're looking at 50% on the nose. Make sure you cap your resistances. Our chaos could go a little higher, but for the most part, we survive a lot. Nothing too crazy going on here. Like I said, crossbow, you're looking for percentage to physical, flat physical, lightning damage, elemental damage, anywhere from +4 to +7 of all projectile skills, skill speed, attack speed. That's pretty much it. That's what you're looking for this build. You're gonna pretty much everything else you're just gonna put on there so you can literally max your resistances. Big mana regen where you can. Like I got mana regen here. I've got mana regen here that gives me 60%. I think I have it on my belt, maybe. No. But these new gloves have 16% increased attack speed, chaos resistance, 2 to 59 lightning damage, maximum mana, elemental resistances, big evasion, life regeneration. You want to pump some life regen too. Maximum life, maximum mana. I got 25% increased lightning damage on a ring. That boosts. It's pretty much just you want 30% movement speed. I don't know if it goes to 35%. on your boots. And biggest thing is maxing your resistances, because you will survive if you do this. Even if you're 5% under, like me, if I got another 6% here, I would take less damage. It's just how it scales. You just need to cap it if you can. Kind of gave up on evasion for now, because like it does a pretty good job at 50%. It could be higher. I just don't want to lose the damage. And since, you know, our totems are blasting so fast, very rarely do we get hit unless we really get swarmed. But we usually can survive, so I'm not worried about it. It's only those big fucking rocks that fall, the anchor that falls. The only thing that usually kills me is when I'm in decay, the decay map, and the poison bodies explode. Those always one-shot me. Certain things, like no matter where you are in the game, it's going to happen, so I'm not too worried about it. And then that's it, right? That's the build. So new gear, pump attack speed, few passive changes, and a few support gem changes, and that's it. So you're gonna put your totems down, you're gonna gain your rage, you're gonna blast galvanic. All right, you do a galvanic, and then once they get shocked, you switch to shock burst, you pop emergency reload, you do tons of damage, drop some grenades, keep blasting. I mean, you're just doing big damage, you know? But I mean, consistently clearing tier 15s, no problem. Absolute no problem. Yeah, I'm having fun with it. And you know the drill. Subscribe, come back. See you on the next one.